The weather in Valbona hasn't been the best when we were there, so it was time for us to travel to a more sunnier place, Skhoder. We had to take the boat for almost 3 hours to cross Komani Lake, but we loved every second of it.
First on the boat.
First on the boat! Our plan was to stay in Skhoder for 3 days to check out museums, castles, and its surroundings. The last part of the journey was very bumpy. Rodrigo got pretty sick, and I think the whole journey took us around 6 to 7 hours to do. Okay, good morning. Today we rented some bikes because our plan is to go to visit the castle and to go to 2 villages that are pretty near here. There's supposed to be a beach at the first village, and the second village there's a yellow door, which is apparently a little famous. It's supposed to rain a little bit around 3 p.m, but I think it's gonna be okay. If not, we're gonna be wet because of the rain, but that's the plan for today. So we cycled all the way to the castle. It was only about 15 minutes. 15 minutes, and now we're just walking around and stuff. Squeaky squeak. Rosafa Castle was built during the antiquity and endured the Roman and Ottoman empires. It is one of the most symbolic structures of Albania, and it tells the story of a woman's sacrifice for her child. According to an old story, 3 brothers wanted to build a castle, but the walls kept collapsing overnight. An old man told the brothers that if they wanted the castle to stand, they had to bury alive in the walls whichever of their wives brought them food the next day, but they couldn't tell them beforehand. The 2 older brothers broke this promise and told their wives what would happen. The younger one kept the secret, and his wife, Rozafa, brought the food. After learning the story, Rozafa accepted whatever would happen to her, but only if part of her body remained free enough to comfort her son. You look like a fine little man. You want to take him home?
He's swimming. Meh.
On our way to the villages, we saw this unfinished building left behind for nature to do its work. There was a very strong wind. Dark clouds covered the sky, but a beam of sunlight shined upon the building, making it look out of this world. So of course, Rodrigo and I had to check it out. Okay, I hope you can hear me, but we found this house, this building, and I just want to take some pictures of it and video shots because it looks awesome, and the weather is gloomy and the wind, it's just perfect. After checking out the unfinished building, it started raining, so we decided to stop and have lunch in the little village Shiroke. Even though there isn't anything special you can do there, the old village has its charm overlooking one of the mountain hills of Skhoder. We cycled from the little village all the way down, and we're almost at the border of Montenegro now. And there's supposed to be this yellow door that's really cool, so we're gonna check it out now. Ta-da! We made it to the yellow door. It's here. It's a little broken, but it's here. Broken here, and it's broken here, and it's falling apart. Brody and I ended the day by watching the fishermen come back to the beach with their catch of the day, and we enjoyed the sun setting over the lake. The first museum we were visiting that day was the History Museum of Skhoder. It is actually closed on Mondays, but at the entrance we ran into the museum director and she was kind enough to make an exception for us. This museum lays in the traditional two-story Skhoder house. You'll find a permanent exhibition of traditional Albanian clothing, cutlery and the layout of the homes. And downstairs you'll find archaeology artifacts that have been found in Albania. After our visit, we just spent some time to relax in the beautiful garden that it has. We found this old projector for like filmic kind of stuff.
Yeah, film good.
This is underlined like Meyer Optic. It's like the lens. We here have this giant roll where you can put like old film on there. The roll goes probably on here, we think, and then it gets like turned around and you can see it through the lens there. Thing is, it's all overgrown in nature. This is how it looks like. The site of witness and memory is the first site of remembrance in Albania, which commemorates the victims of the communist regime in Skhoder. Skhoder was back in the day also called the prison city. The exhibition room offers a collection of objects used and manufactured in prison, manuscripts, and letter writing between prisoners and their families. You will also find the 23 pre-trial holding cells in this building. Both civilians and political prisoners were kept here during the communist days. And remember, the communist days of Albania only ended in the early 90s, so this part of history is still very recent. Niet waar? The place we had lunch and dinner literally every night we stayed in Skhoder is called Tefishi. It's a traditional food restaurant that has been recommended to us by the hostel. We just absolutely love the food there, and the bruschetta is just delicious. We thought it would be good for us to rest a bit after the site of witnesses to take in the information we just saw, since whatever has happened to some people and families in Albania during the communist times is something that should not be taken very lightly and is very important even for non-Albanian people to learn about, since it's a piece of history that should not be forgotten.
last.
Hello? Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. We.
Old stuff from the archive. These are like old cameras that they've used. These are like old cameras that they used and cameras and like a lot of Kodak. We should steal the Kodak rolls. I bet they're a few years over the expiration date.
Oh, hi.
What I love about traveling so much is that it never stops surprising you. At one point I was taking a picture of this really cool building, then I got distracted by these cats. And the next thing I know, this man is standing in the doorway with a gigantic fish that he caught.
Whoa!
And in that moment I wish I spoke Albanian or Italian to talk to the man, but unfortunately I did not understand anything he was saying to me. He still wanted me to make a picture of him because he was so proud of his awesome fish. It was adorable. The last thing I really wanted to do in Skhoder is getting a tattoo. So I found this tattoo shop and very vaguely had a conversation with the artist about what I wanted. Since he did not speak any English either, I was very doubtful if it would be what I wanted it to be. I chose to do Northern Star on my right foot to let it guide me through life, just like they used to do back in the old days on their sailor boats. And you know what the funny thing is? It turned out I was the first person from the Netherlands to get tattooed in his shop. So this was the last episode of the Albania Travel Guide for a while. I loved every second of the 2 weeks I've spent there, and I'm definitely coming back to see the rest of the country. I'm thinking maybe I'll do that for my first solo trip. I don't know. You'll see. I hope you liked it, and I hope I've inspired you in some way to visit the beautiful country, or at least the northern part of Albania. So thank you for watching my videos, and I love you all. See you next time. Bye bye.